Welcome everyone to Wizards Outlook. Ray, you know how this goes. This is one of those nights where there's only so much talking that can be done. All right, Jared Allen's double paces the Cavs in a 140 to 101 rout of the Wizards. Um, Washington is not able to keep Cleveland from scoring 30 points in any quarter this evening. It was back and forth in the first quarter. Towards midway through the second quarter, we saw Cleveland start to create a little separation and start the second half. That was all she wrote. Cleveland continued to keep their foot on the gas, and a lot of folks got in on the act for the Cavaliers tonight. A ton. So that's it. Your thoughts on tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste a whole bunch of time, man. It's an abomination at this point. I knew what type of night it was gonna be when they already missing Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. Donovan Mitchell starts slow, and you let Max Strus get out the gates. Like I already knew what it was going to turn into, because eventually Donovan Mitchell was going to get active, and then you got Jared Allen and what he brings. Of course, just super disruptive defensively, but they let him get 17 points and 7 assists to go with 19 rebounds. I mean, they didn't stop anybody from doing anything, pretty much. So, yeah, this was terrible, man. Like, it's absolutely nothing positive to say. They should be ashamed. And it's not like sometimes teams just get the shit beat out of them. But with this team, it's like consistent at this point. How many times have we got on here and they've lost by 30, or they've given up multiple 30 and 40-point quarters in a game? It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. And like I don't know. I don't know where they go from here. It's real bleak right now. So yeah, dog. It's gonna be a long season, a super long season, because we keep talking about who's gonna be here and who's not. Based on what you have, you're not gonna be able to bring anybody to help. So yeah, man, just strap in, because this ain't the last time we're gonna see a game like this. And they got to see these people again on Friday. So, and they haven't shown to be the bounce back type. So they could get this again in 2 days. But it's up to them, man. Like I always say, if they want to come out here and lay down again, then we'll have this same type of show. But it don't cost me nothing to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, like we were talking before we got started. Like both teams had the same amount of shots. I think they had the same amount of turnovers as well. So we can't point to a moment where it was like, oh, you had a quarter where we just threw the ball away 5 to 7 times, and we just couldn't. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't point to the thing where you just couldn't catch up. It was just a good old fashioned butt kick, and it was simple. One team was getting, one shot down, one shot a trip down for most of the night. The other team was getting second, third, and fourth opportunities at times. Again, talk about the night Jared Allen had. He wrecked this game, personally wrecked this game. And like you said, Max Strus came along and he was his wingman tonight. And then you had Donovan Mitchell like, I guess I'll do something tonight. 17 and 19 and 7 with the 2 blocks. He wrecked the night. And he only had 2 blocks. Imagine, think about how many other shots he changed. And you mentioned before we started, think about the firepower they're missing. Darius Garland is hell to stay in front of. Donovan Mitchell presents his own problems as is, but Darius Garland is Like he's literally the epitome. You know, when folks talk about like someone's like a water bug, it's Darius Garland. Like there's no fun dealing with that, and that wasn't even on the table tonight. You know, for some of your key guys for Washington, it was just disappointing. Like I'm sure, you know, if you look at the box score, some folks be like, oh, you know, so and so might have. It doesn't look that bad, but bro, you went into Cleveland, and we're walking away talking about Jared Allen and Max Strus.
Like, have some pride, man. Like, come on.
And then you got 21 from Karis LeVert off the bench. The young Sam Merrill adds 11. Jordan Niang, 15 and 8. And we've been talking about the glass. We know that Cleveland is a team with a large front line. But who are they missing? Who was one of the bodies they were missing tonight, Ray?
Evan Mobley.
There was no Evan Mobley here. So they're not as big tonight. You know, you got Tristan Thompson barely missing a double-double off the bench in 2023. 7 points and 9 boards for Tristan Thompson. Put 4 assists and a block. Like Ray said, that P word has to kick in at some point. And I feel like we're running out of opportunities for it to kick in because it's like it should have kicked in by now. This is not the first time this has happened this season. Unfortunately, it almost feels like it's becoming more of a trend at times, and that's disturbing.
Yeah.
You know, you said several times this year, like there's times when they're in games that get punched, and you know, the games where we've seen them respond, it's great, and we see them respond, and those games get a little tight later. There wasn't a response tonight, and obviously credit to Cleveland, as credit should be given to Cleveland, but for Washington, like it got worse as the game went on. Like 34 in the third, 39 in the fourth. That's usually in any typical NBA, blowout, whatnot. The team that's getting blown out they're usually the ones with the finishing kick in the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
That was Cleveland tonight putting the finishing touches on. And they didn't need to. They were already up. Player of the game for me, I just jump it out. It was Jared Allen. Like he wrecked this. Single-handedly decided not tonight. In my book, you're free to add or where you are. Like,
I second the motion.
Man, it was. And then even both his blocks were emphatic as hell. X Factor, and there's a lot of choices. So,
I just went with Max Strus for the way he started the game. Of course, Wizards come out, score 31 in the first quarter. For a normal team, that puts you in a pretty good spot. But they gave up 34, and Max Strus had like 13 in the first quarter. So, yeah, man, they just let anybody put them to sleep. So, yeah, it was just his turn tonight.
And Max is averaging, I think it's like 13, 14 on the season, shooting 34 from deep. He was 6 to 8 from deep in this one. Again, the trend, I think last time you and Carter were both on, we're talking about guys end up having bigger nights or doubling their production. Different nights is a different guy for teams. You got to take something away. You have to. But they hit 23s. They shot 47% from deep. Again, both teams, you know how rare it is in a blowout that both teams shoot the same amount of shots?
Like that's just unfathomable. Like
I haven't been able to get over that part, and I'm struggling right now. Watch a lot of sports in my not so young life, but they had the same amount of shots, right?
He lost by 40.
The same amount of shots.
That math do not work out.
I'm struggling.
It just don't.
We had the same amount of shots and the same amount of turnovers. So again, it goes. It's a rough night, like you said. They see him again. You don't even get a long time to think about it. You see them again. And I guess my whole thing is, this there's a chance maybe Donovan Mitchell doesn't go 6 for 16 on Friday.
That part.
Like that's the concerning thing for me is, Jared Allen and Max Strus might not repeat their production, but one of their all-star caliber guards, I don't bet or whatnot. Just saying it. I feel comfortable thinking that he wouldn't go 6 for 16 again. Again, that's crazy, man. We know Darius and Evan. That's tough. They get some time to think about it, and then they're right back at it in Cleveland. Then they come back home the next day to host the Knicks, which the new look Knicks to a degree because it's the OG Anunoby version of the Knicks now, and Washington gets to see that version this weekend. All right, on to some of these comments. Before we get out of here, as always, let me move these down to the ticker so we can get your comments in all of their glory. All right, here we go. Michael Curtsey, back to life, back to reality. Your comment, sir. I have nothing to add. Max Street's looking like Ray Allen. For a little while, it felt like it at times. He had a fun night. He had a fun night.
Shoot around. Extended shoot around. That's what that was.
What would be some trade packages y'all like to see for some of these vets? Honestly, for me, it's whatever the other teams want. I don't think you have leverage.
Yeah, none at all. It was something floating around about Kuz for first round picks or what have you.
Yeah, I think it was like Legion Hoops put that out the other day or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't know how much validity that has.
I don't.
But yeah, to your point, Wilson, you're in no position to negotiate here. It's
like if somebody does give you multiple for him, that's great. I'm just saying my little self here, it's hard for me to fathom that at this moment due to what we've seen this year. Now, if you could get it, hey, man, there's like executive of the year type activity. Knock yourself out. You got my vote, but I don't know about that. Like multiple picks was the report. I don't know. I'd be anxious to see when, as we get closer to the deadline, when those teams come a calling, what it ends up being.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, think about what the Raptors been trying to move OG for a couple years now, right? And it just finally happened. And I think they both, we talked about this last night. I think both parties made off pretty well, but I don't see that type of talent here to be given away. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know I don't know how much leverage this side would have in some of these proposed deals or whatnot.
And I don't think people are going to want anything here. And
if you do, you damn sure wouldn't be having the same role you have here in the new place. Which again plays into
and that's going to dictate what the offer looks like.
So I don't have any, on my mind anything comes to mind. If you guys have something that you guys see, we'll see y'all several more times this week. Feel free, put them in the chat. We will definitely respond to them. But man, I don't know. Jared Allen been balling since Mobley went down. Yeah, man. Because they don't have to keep you forever. Evan's younger. It behooves you to do exactly what you're doing right now. And shout out to him for capitalizing on this moment.
Yeah, you gotta make yourself now look expendable, man. So if Mobley goes down and he doesn't produce, best believe that conversation is being had immediately.
Being had, man. That's one of them quiet texts. Hope your phone's not on do not disturb because the world is going crazy outside about where you ended up. Blizzy baby said, "This is crazy. I don't understand what this organization is doing. It's mind-boggling. Right? Y'all in ground zero of a rebuild. It's what's happening. It's not a pretty process." Kirksey said, "Hold the players accountable."
That's profanity these days. Like,
2 stars out, Mobley and Darius. Yeah, that's what makes this one a little. Levert and Spider gonna go crazy. Watch. I think he's talking about Friday.
yeah.
That's the part of it, man. Like this wasn't a everybody else was, you kept everybody else on Cleveland quiet, and those two had to go crazy to keep Cleveland in it. They went crazy because no one stopped them. And Donovan was like, I don't have to try to, like, there's no incentive to try to hit the button or whatnot. Like, you're in control. Who want to come to DC? What do we have to make?
Nothing. There's no incentive to come here at all.
It's on this new group to make it a destination, and y'all gotta just thug your way through the parts of making it a destination. Like, I do not. I'm sorry, I keep repeating myself, but I guess he's talking about with the trades: Poole, Kuz, Corey, Danny, or this might be for the accountability. I'm not sure which one. Michael Kirksey, please let us know. Said it better off going to Detroit. At least they got young talent. Look, man. And again, I think the thing, Ray, you mentioned this earlier, that was weird was, a member of the Wizards making a comment on social media about the Pistons. Were like, y'all in the same tier of the league. Like, there's no reason to be looking. I don't even know if you can officially
y'all sitting
look
at
down
the same
on
table, bro. You ain't in no position to be.
like, like that's crazy talk to act like you remember in grade school, y'all was at tables and you got released by tables to go to lunch, get your food or whatnot. Y'all leaving from the same place, you coming back to the same place. It's kind of wild to look down or up at anyone. If y'all are leaving and coming back to the same place, bro, that's tough for me. I was talking about who would they want to come to DC to play with or play for. It's not even about the players for me. You got to get the culture. It's that part of it. You got to get the culture changed. And that's incredibly difficult in professional sports. Incredibly difficult. He said, no, we not. we don't got a case. I agree with you. He said they got Cade, Jalen, and Sora. Yeah, but they do, but they also got, like, this isn't the Detroit that won a chip with Chauncey and Rip and Ben and all them. Like, bro, they falling on some hard times.
Yeah, no,
it's not even the Drummond Pistons. Like,
they lost about 30 games in a row, man. Like,
they had what was it? Like almost a celebration around the league when they broke the streak and then promptly went back to catching those.
I just started another one.
It's like the quickest commercial break ever, and they went right back to what's been going on. Yeah, it's tough, but yeah, I don't think either fan group, team, or whatever can look. Yeah, that's Giannis on a very similar place, but it's still youth. We got mid-age, don't care. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's that part. At least they're young as a whole, and this is what makes this group, like what's happening here, so frustrating, because it's not a bunch of teenagers or 20-year-olds.
They know better. They know better, man. Like, they're making a decision here.
This is tough, man. Like this is, we didn't even officially get to like the second half of the season yet, and this is what it's looking like. We didn't even hit game 40 yet. This is tough. And again, they got Cleveland on Friday, New York. A reinvigorated New York. Tibbs is happy. He got a man to come play defense for him. And he can sick him on whoever he wants, whatever he wants.
It's going to be a long weekend.
Man, and I think, is it OKC on Monday?
Who do they have on
It's
Monday?
OKC on Monday.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, buddy.
Like Atlanta right now. Atlanta was up big on OKC. They are trying to hold them youngsters off. Big J52, I'm gonna get to your comment. You're killing me. We don't have to play defense. Shy 50. Bro, like that's up to him, apparently.
Wouldn't put it past them. Exactly.
You saw how Embiid's liked it here. Big J50. All right, I had enough of this. I'm making some coffee. Everybody getting traded on 2K tonight. Hilarious. Hilarious. I appreciate the humor. Poor Wizards on the back-to-back. Yeah, that's bro, this is tough. And again, like look at Cleveland's record. It's not like they're underachieving for what they set out to do this year.
Exactly.
What's it called? Arguably their best players, like literally in trade rumors and whatnot. People floating stuff around it. They're not in the same level of disarray as this group is, but they're not.
Hey
flying.
man, you see what we did for the Celtics a couple years ago. Maybe
not to get right.
Who we gonna set straight this year?
I'm never gonna forget that. That was what Tatum had a 50-piece here, then they made the run.
Yeah,
like immediately got right.
And they were like, and it was around the same time, wasn't it?
It was a little later, I think. I think it was a little bit later. I think it was February.
Yeah, because I think they was like 40 and 41. Yeah. No, they was like.
I think it was at least after 40. Like I think it was at least after the 40 mark. But yeah, like they were shaky. Man gets 50 here, and they were just
off to the races.
Never looked back. And yeah, like Kirksey said, OKC is very tough. Like some of the problems they present, Cleveland can't present to you. They do it with size. Or somebody had to deal with Shea all night. And Chet, the Jalen's.
All right.
A lot of stuff. Like we saw how annoying Orlando was to, for Washington. OKC's huge. Look, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We appreciate y'all hitting the comment section. I'm gonna check on IG real quick. No comments. There are no comments. Appreciate y'all tuning in on IG. Appreciate you all again, and we'll see y'all Friday night. Hopefully it is a different result, but we know who that's up to, and we'll see how they fare on Friday night when they take on the Cavaliers once again. Y'all have a good one.